So here we go.
Yeah, Christine's writing down. She's loading up my schedule for the rest of my life with residential investigations.
They're literally, as fast as I'm emailing clients, they're emailing me addresses to their homes. We're wow. Weekend for the next 2 months.
Wow. That's weird.
COVID had us so laid back.
Yes, you're back. Everyone's back. That's wonderful.
It is wonderful. Things are changing for sure.
Yeah, even I went out today. I got my first shot. My arm's numb. Yeah.
Oh.
It'll be all right.
I got a cool Band-Aid. I didn't get a popsicle though.
Oh, I forgot. When did I book this lady?
Oh my God, I really got to like trim my hair. I got this thing going on over here.
Where's this one? Stephanie Fitchburg.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Radio Dark. Dark for Tuesday. We have a really wacky show tonight. A really wacky show. First of all, let's hear it for our co-host first. From the bad streets of Indiana, it's Roxy from the streets.
Oh.
Look at her. She's getting ready to throw hands up there. Look at that. And then from the Connecticut Paranormal Research Team, it's Daniel and Christine Peer. And then there's one other guest, our very special guest here tonight. And, from parts unknown, he goes by Jimmy.
Jimmy from the North.
Yeah.
How are you, Jimmy? Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I truly am. Christine and Dan, I just text Willie to say I'm on the YouTube. I don't know. I said I just found out 30 minutes ago I was going to do it.
That's how we roll, last minute.
I know, and it all comes out good. Everything's good.
I called him up and I said, "Oh, by the way, what are you doing tonight?"
Oh, I called him for a psychic reading, and he got me online tonight at 9:00.
So Jimmy, I got a funny story. Dan and Christine already know.
Yeah, you told me about. Yeah, you're going to say this. Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, Dan and I were talking, and Christine, we were talking about going to a restaurant up here. Was it last week?
We did a 20.
Yeah, it was last week.
It was last week, and I wasn't invited.
On the last Radio Dark, we talked 20 minutes about chicken.
Mike, if I can interrupt just quickly, every time I do an investigation with them, which is always a wonderful experience. Before we end up setting everything up, the question is, where are we going to eat? Isn't it, Dan? Dan is that way all the time. Where are we going to eat now? It's all good, though. It's all good.
So we decided that we were going to go to this place called Wright's Chicken Farm, which is just over the Rhode Island border. So I make reservations for 6 because I thought my daughter and her husband were going to come along as well. So we get up there, and Melissa turns to me and says, "Well, who's joining us?" And I said, "Well, it's just going to be us because Chelsea and Matt didn't want to ride. I mean, she had a busy weekend. It was her birthday weekend, so she didn't want to. It would have been about an hour from her house, so she didn't want to go." And she goes, "What about Christine and Dan?" And I went, "Oh, son of a bitch." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "I made the reservations, and I never even told them about it." I felt horrible. And then as soon as we got into the restaurant, of course, I had to get a hold of Dan and tell him we were eating chicken. So,
Wow.
but I did. He knows it. He knows. I think I apologized to him like 4 times this week. So,
Yeah.
So you
called
forgot
me.
him?
I gotta admit, he's a good man. He literally called me. He goes, I gotta apologize. And meanwhile, he's like, you could hear him. We forgot to invite you to Wright's chicken farm.
and I'm talking to him in the meantime. You know, Melissa, can you pass me the fries? You know, and so that's what happened, Roxy. I mean, I made the reservation, so the intention was good. And you know what else was good? The chicken. The chicken was good. So,
Wow,
we'll do it again.
wow.
And of course, I call in for a psychic reading this morning. And the first thing I said to the ladies is said, can you guys tell me if in the future Mike will actually invite us out to Wright's Chicken Farm? Oh, Stacia.
Oh, Stacey's on. Hey, hi, Stacia.
I may have sent an APB out to our gang.
Good.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So let's kind of get right into it. Like, you know, of course we, you know, Jimmy's here, you know, pretty impromptu. Jimmy, is there a subject that you want to go ahead and touch upon tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to ask, first of all, Dan and Christine, if they reviewed what Pam was doing at the
yes,
because with all the voices coming through, and she was looking, she felt she had orbs around her constantly. Were you able to look and try to blow that up to see if those were orbs?
So the situation is because we had the Connect system up.
Yes, right.
We couldn't actually see behind her. We thought that it was actually moving like an actual face or something like that, but we think it was the actual reflection off the corner of the wall.
Okay.
Yeah, we weren't able to see it because we had the Connect system up, and that was kind of blocking our view from anything that might have been floating around her.
Okay. Yeah, because we looked at it, and it looked like they were just all little orbs. And I said, well, Dan and Christine will probably blow that up, and you'll be able to see if those were orbs or not.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience.
It's great.
Everybody that's listening, what we did is we put Pam in a room blindfolded with headphones on with the SB7, the ghost box going. So it was white noise going in there. So what we did was from home base across the building, what we did is we started asking questions on our side of the building to see if we would get responses coming from her listening to the ghost box. So anything that she thought she heard or, you know, heard actual words, she would blare them out, and we would hear them through our broadcast system. So be able to hear as we were asking questions from other side of the room, other side of the building. So that's basically what we were doing. We were trying to ask questions from our side and see if she would actually hear responses from her other side of the building.
Yes, yeah. And what was interesting about that whole experience is I stayed up in the room at the doorway when Pam was going through this. And before you put the cameras on us, Dan, she turned to me with a blindfold on. She smiled and she said, "Come in."
That's crazy.
That was really, yeah. I thought that was fantastic. She said, first of all, she said hello and the smile, and she's blindfolded.
And she had her headphones on.
Yeah, she had the headphones on, and she smiles and she looks at me and says, "Come in."
I completely missed that.
Oh, I know, because you came in a little late on that. Oh, it was just amazing. It was amazing. But she had a great experience, and she wants to do it again, she said.
Oh, we definitely will.
That was fantastic.
Now that everything is opening up a little bit easier, we can put more. We can have more people.
That's right. Yeah. With our next investigation.
Yeah.
What we do, Roxy, is we go as a group to different places and investigate.
Yep.
Everyone's professional. There's no egos involved, and it's just a great time we have, and we get so much activity. It's amazing. It truly is.
And we always get some really good food wherever we
I
go.
was just going to say we have food. And
Well, if you guys come here, I promise I will not put you in the corner while everybody else is eating chicken.
Mike, we're never going to let you down on this one, buddy.
that's okay. I deserve it. I deserve
Well,
it. So.
What I was saying to you before was that I actually got a message from you. I actually got a message from people you know that actually said, "Hey, we're going to see a movie. After the movie, we're thinking Wright's Chicken Farm." Okay. Then we get a phone call from you about Wright's Chicken Farm. And then 30 minutes later, we get a message from them saying Wright's Chicken Farm's off. They close at 6.
Ah.
And I'm like, it would have been hysterical if we all walked in there and there you are with a chicken leg going, uh-oh.
Now, Roxy, have you ever been on a paranormal investigation?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tell us about
I've been on several. It just, I've had some weird experiences. There's been, once in a while where you don't really get much of anything, but I've had like really strange, like, things, happen, especially like, when you record or whatever, and then you play it back, you get some like really weird, EVPs and stuff like that. So I've been a little bit, not really scared per se, but where very creeped out. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you have a ghost box, don't you? You have a ghost box, right?
Yeah. I just ordered the teddy bear, for little kids. So I just ordered that. I got digital recorders. I got a REM pod. I got like a closet full of like stuff. So I just ordered the teddy bear because I thought it was pretty cool. So I was like, I want to try this out next time.
We have a Raggedy Ann.
What's that?
Yeah. That's cool. The teddy
What is
bear,
the teddy bear?
Just like it's a little teddy bear that you use like if there's like a child spirit hanging around, it kind of will attract them. And so if the child comes around the teddy bear, then the heart lights up.
Yep. So it's just like the Raggedy Ann doll that we showed you, Mike, that has the built-in K2 meter. And I believe they call it, don't they call it the Boo Bear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So I know that Stacia in the chat room just said Block Island ? Which I'm kind of intrigued because I never knew Block Island had haunted locations. But then again, it's an island. That's creepy enough. So Stacia, if you know anything, put it in the chat room.
In the meantime, Lacey says, Roxy from the street. I saw her out in the street again tonight.
Yes, that's right.
Jimmy, she's really from the streets.
Ah, okay. All right.
I am from the streets.
More from them.
So, Jimmy, have you been out investigating any location? Dare I say, down where you are in the nice, wonderful.
Oh my God! Down here in Florida, Pam and I want to, but I'm just remodeling this whole place. But I want to go to St. Augustine's. I want to do the jail. I want to do the lighthouse there. And I offered, if you two come down, I have room, so you don't have to, and you could stay here. And so I want to do those two. And there's a place which is considered the psychic capital of the world. It's right outside Orlando. The name escapes me right now, but from what I have been reading, it's a major vortex within the city itself, the town itself. So I'm going to go there this summer, and see how it is, and then I'll tell you two and everyone else, Stacia and Kim and the rest, and Willie and the others. It might be something we might look to do in the future.
Jimmy, is that in Alabama you're
No,
talking
no,
about?
it's in St. Augustine's, Florida. There's a
Okay, because
lighthouse
there's
there
a location.
and the
No, go ahead.
jail. Yeah, two sites that are really
There's
haunted.
there's a location in Alabama. It's supposed to be the heaviest part of the entire world. And there's supposed to be a lot of spirit activity. I just saw it on one of the ghost shows.
Yeah.
I thought that was Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, Savannah, Georgia is haunted. Yeah,
I don't remember.
The end of the city. Yeah.
So where are you at, Jimmy?
I'm in Venice, Florida.
Okay.
Okay,
All
so I'm about maybe an hour and 15 minutes with traffic away from Orlando. I'm right
Okay.
on the coast. I'm right on the
Mhm.
coast. An hour
Alright.
north, south of Tampa.
All right. That's cool.
It's nice.
We're gonna be in Orlando in August.
Oh. And the restrictions
Doing the
down here are almost non-existent. There's the restrictions every day. They keep taking the restrictions away.
Well, from what I understand, Florida never listened in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
They're still voting.
We're just having the bars open here, and everybody else down there has been like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. Oh, Pam's on. Hi, everyone. Thanks for. Yeah, I'd love to do it again. Ask Jim about his experience with Sarah that night. Oh, okay. If you want to. That's at the Captain Grant's. I communicated with Sarah pretty early on in the process, and she came through me, and I was able to get basically her age, the century that she was born in, what she did for work, and actually, when you came on, Dan, and the feed went from where Christine was downstairs to us. She came through me, and she says, "I'm startled with that voice," and she kind of and no disrespect, but she kind of pulled back for a while, and then we're able to get. As Mike saw, we were able to get the flashlight to go off and on with a few other questions.
Yeah,
that was pretty freaky.
And then
I saw that.
Oh, did you? And then somebody asked a question about Sarah. I think it was Lynn when she was upstairs, and she said, "Sarah, are you a young girl?" And I was able to hear, even from a distance, no, older woman. So that was the woman that I had contacted with. Yeah, that was interesting. But I felt that with the voices coming through Pam in the area, I felt there was a vortex there. I don't know how you felt about that, Christine or Dan. With all of the voices that Pam was getting through the when she was going through that. Yeah.
In that room,
yeah.
Adelaide.
Adelaide's room.
Adelaide, yeah. I just felt there was, when Pam was, everything was coming through her, and she was in there for like 35 minutes or so.
Yeah.
That there was, it was sort of like a vortex for spirits to come through.
Yeah, I think we told her it would be about 10 minutes, and then we left her in there.
And when she first got there, she was scared, and then she loved it. She truly loved it. She says, "I really want to do it."
It's all a different experience, especially with that. It's different being in, that shows how, like, how relaxed we are, and how easy it is for somebody to kind of flow into our group, especially during investigation. She didn't know any of us other than the stories that you told. And then next thing you know, we have her blindfolded. She can't hear a thing, and she's in a dark room. We have every chance to play a joke on her, and and she kept it just as professional as we did. It was a great time with her. We can't wait to do it again.
Oh my God, yeah. Mike and Roxy, when we go on these investigations, we do it, and everyone is so professional. Christine basically is the taskmaster. She's excellent. She really is, and we follow her lead. That's why we're so successful doing it. But when we go in there, I feel the spirits know we're doing it for the right reason, and that's why we get more activity than some groups that go in there just for fun and games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you feel about that, but I really feel, I believe that's the case.
I love the fact of, it's great that we have this group, and it's not too big, it's not too small, but it's really nice that when we go with this group, it's enough people to have completely different views.
Mhm.
Some people are sensitive, some people have what we consider no abilities whatsoever. Hi. And I'm the tech guy. We have other people. We got people that work with pendulums, people that work with the equipment here. I may deal with the technology, but I'm so focused on the technology that I'm very skeptical on those parts and everything. And even though we all can have these different types and these different views, we all work together. It's seamlessly. It's actually kind of weird how we all clicked. And the best part is when we found out that I called Mike, and Mike's like, "Yeah, we're in." Like, great.
Jimmy, did you get a
We're
chance
there.
to go to the cemetery that night?
I did, and I brought my ghost box out there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did find the gravestone of Sarah. She was like,
oh, you did? I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, she was either 26 or 28. I was trying to remember the age, but it wasn't. It wasn't a little kid.
Yeah. Okay. And then when I put the ghost box on, and I was, as it goes through the frequencies, the stations, I was getting a lot of loud static. And
Yeah, I remember
it was
that.
almost like something was above us.
It was
like something unidentified was above us at that cemetery.
Because we used that at Hinsdale and Rolling. No, yeah,
yes,
Hinsdale.
Yeah, we did use it at Hinsdale.
We used it at Hinsdale, and that was not happening at Hinsdale.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But it was happening in the location in Captain Grant's. It was really weird.
Yes.
It would cycle through fine, and all of a sudden you get this nasty feedback where you had to adjust it in order to stop it.
Right, yeah. So it was like something was hovering over us because it was very foggy when we were out there in the cemetery. But what's nice about the group, Roxy and Mike, is we might not see each other, some of us, for 4 or 5 months, but when we connect, it's like we saw each other yesterday. It's so nice.
That's really cool. Yeah, because that's the way that it should be.
Yeah.
It's really important.
It's really weird because we all know what to do and what each other is going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
They know when they get there, I'm going to set up all the equipment.
Yes.
Once I have all the equipment set up, I know I'm going to get the questions of, "Hey, can I help you run wires?" And 90% of the time, I'm like, "Yeah, I got it." 2 hours later, I'm huffing, I'm dying, my face is red, everything like that. But it's really weird because sometimes I'll turn around and a camera's gone. I'm like, I just freaking put that there. Where'd it go? Next thing you know, it's like a person comes down going, "Oh, it's in this room already." What? Okay, well, how far is that room? Because now I have to run a wire. Oh, Kim's got the wire. What?
Yeah.
Do I not have control in anything?
Yeah.
But even when somebody's like when we were at Hinsdale and Willie got attacked in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Oh,
everyone just kind of literally pulled together to more or less save Willie,
Yeah.
Okay. Most of us. I literally got to sleep probably the same time with Willie about 20 minutes before that happened. And when I heard the commotion, the first thing that went in my head going, "Stacey's got it." But we have moms and dads in the group that take care of everybody, and Stacey's definitely one of the moms because she went flying up that thing. "Willie, are you okay?"
I'm leaving on Friday to go out to Connecticut.
Oh yes, that's right. You were talking about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave on Friday, and then hopefully you guys can make it out this way. We can go to Waverly.
Oh, would love to do that. The only
Yeah.
thing, Roxy, about Waverly is, you know, we've been to Rolling Hills twice. I think maybe some of maybe have gone three, but it almost takes like the second time being there to understand the layout because it's so dark, and you know what areas to go to. But Waverly is so big. I'd love
is
to go
big.
there.
It is big.
You've been there, haven't you, Christine? Have you been there, Christine?
No, it's been on my bucket list.
Yeah, that's
I was out at Bob Mackey's in the middle of a snowstorm, and I would have went further to get to Waverly, but I had to get back. I had to drive all the way back to Connecticut, and it was a nightmare getting out to Bob Mackey's as it was.
So we do have enough people. If the whole group could show up, I think we have enough people to put two people on either end of the building on every floor. And see what happens.
Well, we also have a recording studio, and we have a whole bunch of stuff too. So, you know, yeah, we can kind of like put it all together.
Were you able to cover the whole area?
No, it is really big. It is
that's
huge. You know, so I mean, if you guys came out here, it might be good to like go on a Friday and like,
that's what we're thinking,
kind of like get used to where everything's at, and then go back on a Saturday. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah, that would be the perfect scenario. Yeah,
we did that when we did Moundsville. What we did is we went out there, and that was so, I would say, so much fun. But we went out there, and I think we rented. Yeah, we rented hotel rooms for 2 hours worth of sleep. So we got sleep. We got there, and then we did the day tours to find out where everything was.
Yes.
All right.
That's good.
We did the day tours, and they took us to like all the off limits areas because it was just the whole paranormal group that was going to do. So they were like, yeah, let's take you out to here and everything like that. So it was awesome. So what ended up happening was we did that whole tour, and the last thing we said was, hey, where's all the electrical outlets? Are these all going to be live? They're like, yeah, they'll be live. Don't worry about it. They're live until they hit the switch.
My husband is saying that we can all stay at the Overlook if we wanted to. Like, I mean, I have 3 floors here too, but the Overlook is it's a pretty interesting little place too.
Well,
but
if it's not a bed, I'll sleep on it. If it's got a floor, I'll sleep on it.
Yeah.
I've even slept in a car multiple times in my life.
Yeah.
I cannot sleep like
around,
that.
I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm like I think, and my husband's on right now. I think that we're an hour and a half, right, James, from where Waverly is. So he'll be able to like tell me this.
That's not bad at all.
It's like a drive to get milk.
You know, when I go back home to Connecticut, I'm like, everything is so freaking far away from like here. I just like go down the street, and so it looks like I live in the woods, but if you turn out where I live, you go a mile and there's everything. So when I go back home,
in Connecticut, you're 19 minutes from nothing. You're 20 minutes from 4 Walmarts.
It drives me crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And like my family, it's like my sister's house is 45 minutes away, and then one of my daughters is like an hour and 10 minutes away. I'm just like driving everywhere. Like the mileage I put it's just absolutely crazy. So that's the one thing I don't like about going back home, but it's okay.
Yeah, you definitely put on a lot of miles around here. And I mean, our team, it's an ongoing joke. Our team is located on the Massachusetts-Rhode Island line, is where most of our team members are. And for some odd reason, we always get the calls that are on the opposite side of the state, or in a completely different state that's called not even, and I'm not talking about Massachusetts, Rhode Island, or anything close. It's normally New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania,
Look at the 1 year I did 65,000 miles on my car.
Oh my God.
In 1 year.
That's like 3.5 years. Of
Oh,
like
it
an
was
average.
It was insane. We were
That's-
constantly in New York, New Jersey.
That's almost 86 COVID years.
Yikes. That's a
So,
lot.
Mike, I didn't tell you what happened to me 2 weeks ago, and Jimmy will love this. I think I actually saw my first UFO.
Oh,
It wasn't even just her.
No, it wasn't just me, which was weird. I ended up, I had a half day at work. I think it was a Thursday 2 weeks ago. And I literally, it was like 12:30 in the afternoon. I got off my exit in Moosup.
yeah.
And when I got off the exit, I had a red light, and I'm looking up at the light, and the sky was just crystal blue. There wasn't a cloud in it. And I could not help but to see it looked like a Tic Tac. It was so shiny. It was this huge, and it was right above the tree line. It was this great big shiny silver object, and it was so bright because the sun was reflecting off of it. And I happened to notice there was no wings on it. There was no lights on it. There was no windows in it. It was just a solid silver capsule looking thing, and there was no sound coming from it.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like floating back and forth. It was moving really weird.
Yeah.
And so I reached down on my passenger seat to grab my phone, and I'm not taking my eyes off this thing. And I go to, and my phone is like, it's in this thing here. So I got to flip this open and get it to go like this so I can take a picture.
Yeah.
And I'm staring at my windshield, looking up, and I go to load the camera. Literally, it was weird. It looked like the haze when you look at a gas grill and you got the dome closed and it's got the haze, the heat coming off of it.
Yeah.
I could see this hazy heat going around the silver object, and within a second, it was freaking gone. To the point where when the light turned green, somebody's honking their horn behind me to move. And as I was driving, I almost had a head-on collision because I was in the sky with my eyes trying to look to see if I could see this thing. And I almost ended up running somebody else off the road.
Stacia actually
my
says that she saw that as a kid.
Yeah. And then what's weird is as soon as I messaged our group and I messaged Kim, which I wish she was on here, her husband has kind of like works nights. So he was home during the day. She actually said that he saw a shadow of that same thing over their house in their backyard. Now they were 15 minutes from where I was at the time when I saw it. So it like moved from Plainfield and came over it was heading north when I captured it. And this thing, it never made a single.
No, it doesn't make a sound.
Not a sound.
Mike and Pam's listening too. That wasn't me hovering. Trust me, it wasn't me on.
It wasn't
Now, Jimmy, you may know a thing or two about this, from what I understand.
I do. I sort of do. Yeah. Yeah. It might make a little buzzing sound, and then that's it. Nothing else with something that big. Yeah.
It was just so weird though, because literally 3 days later on
Discovery Plus.
No, it was 60 Minutes.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
60 Minutes that Sunday had an episode with the government finally admitting that they know that this is going on, and they described exactly what I saw.
Yeah, what was it?
Oh,
wow.
And they actually
Tic Tac videos.
They had Navy guys that actually followed it, and they saw this thing go underwater into the ocean.
Yeah. Okay.
So it can go underwater as well.
That's right. Yeah.
So Jimmy, I want to kind of want to direct to you now. Give us an idea. Can you talk about it? Can you talk about that, or?
A lot of it's classified, but what can I really say about it is yeah, well, how can I put it? It's just I can say they are here. They are here amongst us right now, okay? And it's for the better good of our world. Doing what I did, Roxy, you don't know what I did. Dan and Christine have an idea what I used to do for work, and Mikey, when we talked a little about that too. I really can't say too much about it, but there are certain people that kind of they're so advanced that they can read people's minds, and that's why they're interested in certain people. It's like going to another world completely, parallel universes, I guess, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads me into another thing, like the whole time travel aspect.
Okay.
Do people time travel, or do they just kind of go from dimension to dimension, in your opinion?
In my experience and all, and what I've seen in what I used to do and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's not. Yes, it is time travel. There's work. They're doing things like that, but it's very dangerous simply because you're changing the molecular structure of somebody or a human being and trying to bring them from point A to point B. Sometimes it just doesn't work. That's all I can say there.
Sure.
But there are people that volunteer to do that. And there's a lot of things I can talk offline about that, and I might have mentioned to you in Connecticut about that too. People shouldn't say volunteer, but they put their hand up to do it.
So that's kind of like, and I don't know much about it because I didn't watch the movie or read the books. It's kind of like the Philadelphia experiment.
Exactly, 100% so. Yes, absolutely, yeah. It's scary. It really is.
Where is that boat right now?
Oh.
Didn't it reappear?
Yes, it did.
Oh, yeah.
I read that, but I don't know where. But I did read that. Yeah.
Because
It
all of
reappeared.
the guys that were on the ship are now literally their
They were
faces
part of it, right?
became part. Like you could see
Well,
them.
not
through
all
the
of them.
steel. Right? But most of them.
There were a few of them. There were a few of them that actually became part of the structure, but apparently there was two of them. A guy named Al Bialik and his brother. I don't remember his name; it escapes me. But apparently, just before the ship vanished, they jumped overboard into the water, and they traveled to like the year 2700 or something. Jimmy, do you know anything about that, or is that something that?
I don't know anything. I'll be honest with you. I don't know anything about that. No.
Okay. That's one of those things that are, it seems like it's a little bit fable more than anything. But this guy made a career out of it for years.
I mean, every sci-fi movie you have, every sci-fi movie anybody's seen, any horror movie anybody's seen, it comes from a side of truth. It comes from experiments that people have seen and have done, stories about government experiments and stuff like that. I mean, we watched, what was it? I was watching Mysteries of the Deep on Discovery Plus the other day, and I found out that I think it was a famous German sub was taken out by ships in a harbor simply because they went through reactive algae that gave away their position and actually glowed at night. And they figured out that
it was plankton.
Yeah, it was what's called reactive plankton or something like that, and it actually lit up the water to the point where they were actually able to see that the U-boat was actually just under the surface, and they took it out. Like that U-boat supposedly, I think it went on 125. I think it went on 125 missions, sinking 112 ships, and it was ironically taken out just by a stroke of luck, stroke of nature, basically. So those types of sci-fi situations are kind of sometimes based on just a little bit of truth. You know?
I would agree with that.
There's a question on the board. I'm going to put it up, and anybody could answer it if they want to. Peter wants to know who runs these government experiments. Well, I think the government does.
And it's definitely not me because I don't get paid that amount.
There's splinter groups within the government that even the highest,
Yeah, I forgot
the president and some of these, the NSA, CIA, FBI, well, not so much the FBI, DIA, they don't even know what's going on. It's a rogue organization that does all of this. And they're basically all scientists too.
Are they aliens?
No, when you're talking about these experiments and working with people from another world and so on and so forth, yeah. It's a rogue organization. I know that for a fact.
So Peter in the chat. There you go.
I don't think you're going to get named.
Sorry. Yeah.
Don't we all, Peter? Don't we all? I mean,
hey, I like to live another day. Can we keep the name?
Peter, if I gave you the names, they'd be knocking on your door tomorrow.
Unless we have James Bond in the room, that's got to go ahead and say, I don't know.
You know what I find fascinating, not so much in the UFO part of it, is when we do investigations, we think the spirit is right in front of us or close to us, and then it's gone. But it's not. It seems like it can teleport itself anywhere just in a nanosecond, and it's there. And that was something that I wasn't aware of. But to me, that's fascinating. I think it's right in front of me when it's talking to me or it's coming through me, but it's not. It can be some other place just in a snap of a finger. That to me is amazing.
And that's kind of a line. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Nope, go ahead.
Oh. I mean, that kind of aligns with.
Roxy, go ahead.
It's kind of weird, you sit there and go, hey, there's a spirit in the room. How do you know whether the spirit's in the room or, what I mean? Like, other than it manipulating the energy and,
that's right.
around it and everything like that, the spirit could be in the room without actually giving its presence away. That's the same principle as in you can get an EVP without one K2 meter going off, without one little bit of evidence going off, but you can get a Class A, clear as day EVP without any other equipment going off.
Mm-hmm.
And that proves right there that you've got spirit intelligence quite possibly in the room with you that does not need a ball of light, does not need a source of energy in order to communicate itself to you other than what is already being perceived that you're holding. So it's kind of the weirdest thing. And I mean, actually, that's quite
Willie. One of the people in our group, Willie, he does EVPs. That's his that's his forte. And he, at the James house, this is a very haunted house in New Hampshire on the seacoast. He shared with me, and he might have with you, Dan and Christine, an EVP where all of a sudden there's a conversation in one area, and then there's a conversation directly after that, but they don't correlate. One seems to be like from the 1700s. Do you remember that one? And one was from almost the late 1800s. But two different conversations directly after one another. I thought that was fascinating.
So are you saying that you're speaking interdimensionally?
Yes,
instead of
that's what we felt. Yeah, when we talked about it.
That kind of thickens the plot. It's can spirits from different generations, different backgrounds actually interact with each other? Can a spirit from, let's say, a spirit from the 1920s interact with a spirit from the 90s?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what we find fascinating when we do this. I think it's tremendous.
So you could be communicating with two at the same time, and neither one of them know that the other one is also speaking to you.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
See, I don't think a lot of people get that. I don't think I did, to be honest with you. I don't think I never looked at it that way whatsoever. I think people, when they get like a psychic reading or something like that, they have this myth maybe that like they all come in single file, one at a time, but essentially they're all coming in at the same time, correct?
I've actually heard that,
Is that what
from
happened
a lot of people who have that gift, and they say that
You get bombarded.
you get bombarded from the left to the right, and you have to kind of be able to choose who to bring in at what point in time, because they say that it's like being in a gymnasium with hundreds of kids trying to talk to you at once, in a way.
It was almost like that experiment that Captain Grants with Pam did when she put the headphones on, because talking to her, she said she had multiple voices coming through in different age groups. And it was just amazing. It was truly amazing. So
I mean, I remember she was saying that she couldn't make it out, but she could actually distinctly hear, an older woman, a younger
right.
child, so on and so forth. And that's what she was mostly calling out on the live feed.
Yeah, just fascinating.
We did that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for me, I don't I always look at it as a parallel universe, and I don't know, sometimes one of them will get out close enough to me to where it goes right into my right ear. It's like, like it's as clear as day. But I always when I'm because I have this gift. It's almost like it's parallel to ours. So there's different levels, different universes of I can't really explain it, but once in a while, one of them will escape close enough to get in right into my right side. It's all right-sided. It's all on my right side, always. But I've always kind of saw it like that. So, my daughter is an artist. So I was actually going to have her paint it one time. I was going to describe it to her, to paint it to how I see it. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I had an experience like that where it was just on this side, but they called it a stroke.
Mike.
Wait a second. Speaking of things happening, Mike, has anything been going on lately at your house, or has it finally calmed down?
Wow. Oh yeah, Jimmy, I don't think you've heard about this, to be honest with you.
It took less than 24 hours, Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, what they did is they took something from Captain Grant's and they put it in the back of your car without you knowing it. It was a haunted item.
It was a ghost in a bottle.
That was it, yeah.
Or an artesian well bottle.
Is there still something going on there, Mike? Do you still have stuff going on?
No, not that I know of. But Jimmy, get this. What had happened is Melissa would get in her car at work, and all of a sudden her phone, after it would connect to Bluetooth, started calling her own phone number.
Oh.
And it did that for days. And then here at the house, her daughter Samantha noticed that we have two hutches, and doors were open and cabinets were open, and she said that she saw like a shadow figure, in her room, and she could see it moving around, and it basically stays in her room Um, yeah, she's not afraid of it or anything like that. She hasn't said anything lately to me about it, but she's not afraid of it, and it's not anything dangerous. It's just, if anything, it's mischievous, and it's saying, "Look, I'm here," but that's about it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could investigate your house while I was there.
We could do that, but Christine and Dan have no they have no interest in my house.
We just figured let you sweat it out a little bit.
No, but nothing's been going on. Nothing. It's kind of quieted down. Now it could happen, of course, resurface. But Christine, you look really tired tonight. You've yawned about 9 times.
What's that?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
She went from working at her job, coming home, and then she was nice enough to make dinner. And then after making dinner, she literally jumped on the laptop for the past 2.5 hours, and is doing nothing but casework for the next investigation or investigations. She literally turned to me right as we went live and said, "We're booked for the next 2 months." And I said, "Well, that does it for my weekends."
And as far as Christine, I know where you work, it's been a very tough week.
What was that?
It's been a very tough week at where you work, especially with what happened this past weekend.
Yes.
So what the hell was that?
I don't know.
I think Jimmy's calling home.
Dang.
I don't know, but when y'all people show up, there's some shit that starts. I don't know.
Jimmy, all I gotta say, man, is if you know a way to get from point A to point B, even in the size of a Tic Tac, sign me up, because I need to make it overseas in less than 2 hours.
Well, can't you just time travel, Jimmy? Come on.
Yeah.
That's
that'd be
another
really
subject.
cool.
That's for the next show we talked about. Talk a little about that.
Yeah, I don't know where I would go if I was able to time travel anywhere, or go to a certain area, certain time. I don't know where I'd go. I mean, I'm pretty sure I stay out of the dark ages. I would either be burned at a stake, or I would be impaled, or somehow tortured for the rest of my life, and that doesn't seem like an optimal idea.
So, Jimmy, I'm going to put a question up on the board.
Yeah.
And really, it's the only one that's can properly answer this question would be you. So it's, why are Jimmy's lights out? Cannot see him.
Who's it? It's because of what I did with the government. Even though I'm retired, they still watch me, they listen, and so on and so forth, because of the level I was at. So that's all I can say, Peter. I'm sorry.
Sure.
But
no.
I'm getting to the point now where I'm tired of it, and I'm speaking out, and I've just had enough of it, so on and so forth. So in the future, yes, you'll see my face. And if you go to what is it for where we were at Captain Grant's? What site would he have to go to? You'll see me.
Well,
what
I mean,
would that be, Dan?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. The dog was
too, Dan. It's on.
It's on SNSN.
Huh?
SNSN
Right, but is it on yours too?
And Captain Grant's, under Captain Grant's.
Yes, it should be on ours too.
Oh, and yours too. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if they viewed a Captain Grant's episode, whether it be on our Connecticut Paranormal Research Team site, SNSN Radio, or SNSN Radio on YouTube, you should be able to view it.
On YouTube. Yeah, that's the easiest place you're going to find it.
I think Mike and Roxy, the reason that our group is so successful and we do so well in investigations are we're really not scared when we go in there. So we don't allow the negative energy to, I don't know, Christine, I don't want to talk for you and Dan, but I just don't feel that we let if there's negative energy there, we don't let it expand even more.
I think, you're completely right. we're such a tight knit group that likes to have fun. Before we're even in the building or even on location, we are laughing hysterically, and there's so much positive energy going around that when we go into a location, sometimes sometimes it supercharges the crap out of the location. Like our first time when we were at Hinsdale, and we had a wild investigation there. Yeah, and even at Captain Grant's, as you saw, during the first 20 minutes, the amount of just interaction you guys were getting in that room was absolutely amazing. And then my voice of God came over the loudspeaker and we were
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe we all need to get together when I go there, and like I don't know if we should try that chicken place, but I'll make sure
Dan
that
doesn't
Mike
like
calls
chicken.
you. I'll make sure that Mike calls you to remind you.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how
Melissa said that to me. She goes, what about Dan and Christine? And I just sat in the car and went, oh my God.
I mean,
I felt
was a
so bad.
conversation. It was almost a 20-minute conversation on chicken.
Exactly.
No, I'm dead in the water.
I actually had fried chicken tonight.
Yeah.
We were supposed to end the last show at 10 o'clock, and we went with 20 minutes on chicken.
Roxy, I got nowhere to go with that one.
Well, I can tell you
streets.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can get some good fried chicken in the streets. I'm gonna show you. No,
so Jimmy, next time you come up this way, next time you come up this way, Jimmy, we'll get you some good chicken.
Okay.
So is this place rotisserie chicken that you go to, or is it fried chicken?
It's rotisserie.
It's rotisserie, all you can eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
And my son told us to go to the place across the street.
I don't know why.
He said it's better than that place because they
really?
He said that it tastes better and that you get ice cream with your meal and the price is cheaper.
I'm lactose intolerant.
I can't think of where it is.
I don't need that. Just give me chicken.
That's all I ate.
That's it.
They just kept bringing bowls and bowls of chicken.
All you can eat chicken, pasta, French fries.
And salad.
And salad.
And rolls.
Oh, yeah, and the rolls.
And the rolls.
They do make
yes, it was salad in the back.
Did you remember that place that was on going past Foxwoods towards Pawcatuck? Do you remember that place? It was like chicken place. Yeah, it was years ago.
Custy's 2.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gone. Custy's is gone. You mean the all-you-can-eat with the lobster and the shrimp and the steak and all that?
They had different all-you-can-eat stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. There's one there's one still in Rhode Island, which is called the Nordic Lodge.
I was about to say the Nordic Lodge is a place where if you're paying the mortgage, you can't afford to go there.
It's $100 a person.
Yeah.
For all you can eat lobster.
Yeah, but it's like anything you can think of, all you can eat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The last time we went was years ago.
You should go there with like a depends on your ass so you can.
No. Listen to this.
Like the old grandmas. Like the old grandmas when you get plastic bags, you shove in your purse.
Yeah, you like.
People would actually go there, and they would go into the bathroom, gag and purge.
Oh,
they were bulimic then, because that's not normal. They need help.
Not bulimic.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah. I remember when we were younger, you always stuck combs down your throat and puked.
I did not.
Okay, I'm ready to go again.
Well, it wasn't me shoving things down my throat, but I mean,
Jimmy, don't you miss us? You miss us, Jimmy.
I do. I really do. I can't wait for the next investigation. I'll fly. Pam and I will fly or drive up there. Definitely. Absolutely. We were going to try to go to St. Albans, but I guess we can't get everybody together for that.
Oh, you know what? We were talking about that.
I
We
know.
were just talking about that. We got to follow up on it.
I know. Nobody took action on it and actually booked it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yummy.
My
all
daughter
you
just
can
said
eat seafood.
Wright's Chicken Farm is what you guys is what
Yeah.
you guys are talking about. It's called Wright's Chicken Farm.
Yes. And it's delicious. And now somebody wants to know what I shoved down my throat. So it was a weekend that I'll never forget.
We could do an investigation for any chicken.
It was one of those coming of age weekends.
God.
I was at camp.
Yeah. Like you said, we knew you were going to fit in perfectly with the rest of the teams for the investigation. So yeah, it was us and Spirit Chasers Paranormal out of Southern New Hampshire and SNSN Radio, Mike and Melissa. So enough said. We all had a absolute ball. We definitely got to do it again.
And we got to pick better food though this time. The food last time was
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest.
Even
at one time
even
at
the
band
owners.
camp.
This one time.
What?
I said
What?
this one time at band
Oh,
camp.
this one time at band camp. I mean,
You do realize that no one gets that
Off
joke
to
under the
bed.
age of 35 now?
I know.
Thank you, Melissa.
I'm dating myself there.
Off the bed, crack me up. Mike and Melissa are awesome. Hi, Roxy.
See,
Hi.
we get the awesome vote. We get the awesome vote.
Good night, stay Sean.
Mike, you showing off those guns again?
Yeah, you guys can't get your
Where's-
Nancy's clothes.
Where's your neck go?
I don't know, but I'm constipated.
Mike, please, God, don't push too hard, buddy. Don't blow an O-ring. You'll have a long, long problem.
I gotta poop. Wait a minute. Right here. I'm gonna pass out.
Have you heard of Metamucil, Mike?
Look at him. He's right in the face.
Yeah.
It's
That was a-
lighting.
That was a
It's
tough one.
lighting.
That was a tough one.
You want to know where my neck went? Right, yeah. Wait a minute, hold on. What is it? No wait. You know, here I am. I'm Ed from 90 Day Fiance.
Oh my God!
Watch it. Hey, how are you?
Who's that guy? Peter.
Wait.
Peter from the Family Guy.
Do that. And go,
That's terrible.
oh,
It was funny today because we were doing Psychic Tuesday on the show, and then Lisa goes, she goes, I really like crows. I really like crows. So I turned to her and I went, really? Whoa. Whoa. Call.
Wow.
I think he's trying to interview to be abducted by the aliens.
Yeah.
Do they really make those noises? That's what I really want to know.
So, Jimmy, that's actually a really good question.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, when I hear talk about aliens, do they, I mean, this could be like any other thing, but what do they speak?
Oh,
How
right.
do they speak? Do they speak in tongues compared to like normal language, or do they?
They can speak like we're speaking right now. The intelligence is just phenomenal that they have.
Is it like telepathically, or is it just like we're speaking right now?
Telepathic.
God, that's gotta be weird hearing something in my head, but then again,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like my second thought. Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh, you said that.
All I know is I was standing next to Jimmy, and all of a sudden I got this message and said, "Don't be afraid."
Oh yeah, that's right. You said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jimmy, didn't you say you got like tingly all of a sudden when I said that?
Yes. Yeah. And Pam Pam, are you on still with us? I'm not. She's in another place right now. Pam, are you here? I'd have gone to bed.
She's in another dimension.
She is.
Jimmy's really Rod Serling. Again, you have to be over 35 to understand that one.
You know what I found interesting though? And I mean, I'm gonna not mock a movie, but I found this really interesting. When you watch Independence Day, when you watch the aliens and how they actually telepathically spoke through through a person just by holding onto them, by grabbing them, that to me was probably the most terrifying and uneasy part of that movie in general. Like, you've seen The Fourth Kind, you've seen what is it called? What's that one with the mountain where the guy starts making the potatoes and the potato mountain? The best
Close
scene.
Encounters of the Third Kind.
So you see that, and you see them communicating with lights and everything like that. But to me, being able to communicate through another individual, through just by the hand and touch, is to me freaky as hell.
That's like a Reiki treatment.
But
Energy.
you're not talking. You're not like,
I don't have
you're
to
not
talk.
doing this, and then the person goes, "Hello."
I think that
It's
I
energy.
personally think that's what a doppelganger is.
I want
On
to
how
see it.
aliens can actually morph into, like, take over what you look like. They always say that every single person
Yes,
has
yes,
a double.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mind trick that looks like us.
It all has to do with the mind, like this Halden Fanny, who just checked in and said it's a mind trick, and it is a manipulation of the mind, is what it is. When as far as talking, someone from not this planet, it's all about the mind, and our scientists are constantly working with the mind. That's what they're doing, and we're actually doing that too. When I have spirits come through me, it's coming through my third eye, and they're coming right into me, and a lot of times, before I even ask the question, if we're doing a flashlight session, the flashlight goes on even before I ask the question.
Mm-hmm.
Truly amazing. I find it truly amazing. But it all has to do with the mind. That's all I can say, and that's what
I think
science
it's just
is
fascinating.
Oh, it's truly fascinating. Yeah.
So I think this might be something to ask Roxy. When you're, let's say, when you're feeling something, when you're interacting with people, have you ever had it where you've asked the question in your mind before you've got a chance to speak to that person, and you've actually heard the answer from them without them even moving their lips?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I have. It's pretty freaky.
That's when you know you have a strong communication with that spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Roxy, no, weren't you? Don't you have a story about an abduction?
Well, I had and I talked to my daughter about it. I had this, I went to sleep one night, and I went to this place. I had no idea where I was at, and it was all very white and very light, almost like a very extremely clean, very sterile light room.
Yeah.
And then these beings started walking in, and I wasn't afraid of them or anything. It's like I had been there before, and then and they were talking telepathically. They weren't opening up their mouths, and I was talking back to them telepathically. And then this being walked in. It was all, everything was white and light.
It's sterile and white. Yeah.
And I felt like it was female that walked in, doctor-ish, and I was happy to see her. I have no idea. And so what they did was they went into my mouth and they pulled something out of my mouth. And I was like, hey, I mean, and I let them do it. It was fine. It was painless. I didn't feel anything. And then they sent me back and I woke up and I was like, what in the hell just happened? It like went into my mouth. And so I called my daughter and she's like, oh my God, something just happened. It was weird because I wasn't afraid of them. It's like I had been with them before, like they have taken me before, and I was good with it. Not unless they gave me that feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
They knew a good time.
I mean, I still don't know. It was really, and it's very vivid in my mind still. Like, it's I just a very vivid thing. So I have no idea what.
Could that be an astral travel? Bueller? Anybody?
Jimmy.
My feeling is this, and again, I don't have any proof on this, but just from what I did and people I talked to from these splinter road groups that do this, is that someone like you, Roxy, they know the capabilities you have outside of the normal person, and meaning the paranormal abilities you have. Christine, the same with you. The abilities that you have, which are extremely strong. And they're trying to figure out how that is happening to you. How do you have that ability? Christine, how do you have that ability? And how do I have that ability to do all of that? And there's a, how can I say it? It's something they can't figure out, for loss of a better word. So they're trying to figure out how they can do it, what you have that they can't figure out, and same with you, Christine. And that's why you had that experience. Again, have I seen documentation, classified? No, I haven't. But just based on conversations I've had offline with people that do these, the rogue organizations within the government. That's really what it is. People that have strong abilities outside the normal person, that's what they're saying. Well, how is that, and how can they do that? Because they wanted to see how you get to that point in your life. Okay, that's really what that's all about. Because with me, I don't know where it came from, but it just gets stronger and stronger with me. I can go into a place where they have all of these classes dealing with a Circle of Wisdom. It's a place in Massachusetts where they have all these guests that have written books that you've probably seen in bookstores. And they sense when I walk in, they said, boy, you have just a white light around you. And they're just curious as to what that is. So, in other words, you have something you're giving off, Roxy, and obviously Christine too, that they want to see what that is. That's all I can say to that. That's all I can say to that.
Is that what makes us unique, and is that why they keep studying us?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They don't really study the normal person. They're looking for somebody that goes beyond the five senses, the sixth, seventh, and eighth sense. That's really what it is. I know Christine has that. Roxy, I've never met you, so other than tonight, but I've spoken to Christine and I can feel it with her and in conversations we have. No disrespect, Dan, but Dan is, but he's had experience, Dan, right? You've had experiences at the Hinsdale House.
Yeah,
and you've had others too.
I've had 2 or 3 really amazing experiences.
Yeah.
I actually had people, come up to me after well, actually during an expo, and it was a group of mediums, and they all came up to me, and I didn't know them, and they didn't know me from a hole in the wall. And they looked at me, and they're like, some people have a very distinct gift, and we just wanted to ask you because we were all looking at you for the past 30 minutes and wondering why you were giving off such a distinct vibe. They basically then asked me, and they said, has anybody ever mentioned to you that some people are like a boost antenna for psychics? And they then explained to me that even though I don't have that ability on there, but if I'm in a group of well-versed psychics, I'm basically like a high def antenna that kind of brings their energy together.
Okay.
And it has happened on multiple occasions that when I am with certain people, it does intensify the situation the moment I walk into the room.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
You like give up again.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. I would love to have what Christine has and experience what she experiences, but I'm not willing to take the 2 lightning strikes and near-death experience.
I know. Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, do you want to answer a time travel question?
Don't you want
Or do you want to wait for the next show?
Yeah, let's do wait for the next show when that's what you wanted to talk to me about tonight. Called out of the blue. We can discuss how far I can go with that too.
Okay.
But the UFO experiences, honestly, Roxy and Christine, it doesn't surprise me simply because you have abilities that they're very curious about, and they're trying to find out through some method. And it could be a case, like you said, Roxy, where, again, everything has to do with the mind. And you allowed that, you shouldn't say allowed that, but they did something to your mind to manipulate, to make you comfortable, so they could try something to see if they could figure out what's making you have that ability.
No, I agree. It
that
was
makes
weird.
sense.
It was weird because I wasn't like upset at all. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?"
It's with the mind, and the government is constantly doing experiments, and some are have to do with well, I can't say offline. I think I mentioned to Christine and Dan when we were at Captain Grant's, and we sat around the table before the food came, some of that stuff too. So yeah, some of it's kind of nasty, the government's trying to do. That's all I can say right now. So that's what the UFO situation's about. They're very curious, but they're only curious to certain people. But they're also curious to see how we're destroying the planet as we do things.
I'm just really interested in, I don't want to say teleportation or anything like that, but the transportation. How does something that has no defining factors of flight,
Such a
you
quiet engine.
either need propulsion or you need guidance.
I mean, we're talking to move like 80,000 miles in a split second.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about tracking capabilities of, G forces that would put a human body through a cheese grater within a millisecond.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of gets me wondering. It's how does something like this make maneuvers like that, and how does it protect whatever's inside from those G forces that would primarily just
turn
it into vapor?
Yeah. And that's what time travel is all about, and people are trying to experiment with that too. Situations with aliens too. They have provided, from what the road groups and what I know is basically that who knows, somebody might visit me tonight listening to this. One is somebody from another planet and tell me and I shouldn't be saying this, but what's going on is they're giving us clues, and they're giving us some of the formulas to do what you mentioned, Dan. But they're not giving us the total answer.
Yeah.
They want us to figure that out. Because again, if we have as much information as they do, right? In some cases, some of these groups, they're afraid that they have to be gatekeepers of some information, is all I can say. Because we could use it for very harmful reasons, other than what it's supposed to be used for.
Definitely makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, let me tell you this. I'm very interested to have you three in a room and actually like just be the fly on the wall. And
Next time I'm up, I can talk a little more about
Free.
some other stuff too. Yeah.
so, especially on the time traveling stuff.
Yeah.
Do you and Mikey and Roxy have a Mikey and Roxy have a date down?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, not this coming Thursday at 8 a.m. I think the following Thursday at 8 a.m. Is that right, Mike? Is it, Michael? Is that what you want to do?
Yep, 9 a.m.
Oh, 9 a.m. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
I asked him about this Thursday, but he already has
I have a commitment.
a commitment already. So
Somebody's moving down here, and I committed to help.
I was about to say he's got lunch with his buddies and then par 4 by 3 p.m.
yeah, no, he's gonna help his buddy move from 2021 to 1936.
I have a friend.
That's what's happening.
I have a friend who's brilliant, and he's working on time travel right now, and the different formula for that: time, depth. He explained it to me, where he can actually take a major event that happened maybe 200 years ago, and they can project based on the planets and the stars when that's going to happen again. That's fascinating. He's fascinating. He's my naturopathic doctor. He's fascinating.
Well, I can't wait to hear what you guys talk about.
Oh my God, it's over my head, and he goes way over my head. He's studying Egyptian math, going back to that time period when what is it? And he's got all kinds of books. And what he does is he works with mathematicians around the world on this whole project.
Do you mean like Babylonian base 60 and that kind of stuff?
All the way back to Babylon time, yes. And the ancient math that they used. And he's calculating that. I mean, he's fascinating. And if anybody knows who Deepak Chopra is, does anybody know who he is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He was a friend of his, and they went to the same medical school, and Deepak wanted him to go on the road with him and make a lot of money like Deepak has made. And my friend said, no, I'm in the business to cure people of their ills. I'm not in the business to make a lot of money. He was one of the first persons that had the COVID solution, and to people that had it really bad. And he's cured people with cancer and all kinds of ailments. He's amazing. He truly is amazing. So no, he's working on the timetable of prediction. He's truly amazing.
So what you're saying,
I'm off the topic. Sorry.
there's a cycle of events, is what you're saying. So like basically, like history repeats itself.
Right. He knows when they had the crash of, what is it, 1928, the stock market crash. What was that called? I forget. 1928, where everything went down.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market and that. He's predicting within next year or so it's going to happen again, or come close to, based on his statistics and so on and so forth.
So,
is the jab dangerous?
Don't jab.
The COVID vaccine.
That's another show. It's a political. That gets into a realm of different stuff.
Government puppet.
hey,
That
I simply got mine for the simple fact that I have family members that are that have compromised immune systems. And I haven't seen my family members in a very long time, simple fact, because I'm not vaccinated. So I figured, if it helps them live a little bit longer, then why the hell not? And, if I'm not twitching, shaking, or stuttering in the next 48 hours, I think I'll do just fine.
I got mine. I mean, I'm fine. I'm in the medical field, so.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I've worked in pharmaceuticals. I've worked in medical device.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about it.
I have to bring my card to Connecticut in order to just get into the facility where my mom is at.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. From my point of view, it's it's whatever people feel is best for them.
That's right. I mean, you can't tell anybody. For me, I live it and I work it, and I see the patients that have gotten extremely, extremely ill, and have been on mechanical ventilation and all this and that. So for me, it was not even a question for me. I work for a huge research hospital. I know a lot of doctors, but for other people, everybody has their own choice to make. And so you can't judge, people's natural fear either.
Yep.
So, yep.
And that's straight from the streets, right there.
What'd you say?
That's straight from the streets right there.
I thought you said that was straight trailer trash. I was like, huh?
No.
Well, I mean, from my perspective, my personality, I'm a very, very outgoing person. I enjoy hanging out with people. It's COVID's been a little rough on me, and I've figured out ways to get around it. Unfortunately, it's constantly talking and annoying my wife here.
Yeah.
But
I'm more afraid of the living than I am the dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. But also,
that's true.
I've also gotten people asking me if I can DJ events, weddings, and everything like that. And honestly, one of the main questions they have is, "Are you vaccinated?"
Yeah.
All right. So I got to be honest. Here's my theory on this whole thing. As far as the election was concerned, it was Republicans versus Democrats. It was division. The mask, it was about, are you going to wear it? Or are you not going to wear it? It's division. Okay. Now you have the vaccine. Are you going to get it? Yes. Are you going to get it? No. It's division. I think it's all about dividing people.
It's
I
really
think
about
all of these events. Hold up.
Yeah.
Come on. I've been sitting quiet all night long. All right. All right. My turn. Okay.
Yeah, because I talk so much. I know.
All right.
I talk more.
Yeah, Dan hasn't shut up tonight, so
He never shuts up.
and now we have the simple fact that we have these the masks again. Now you don't have to wear them. Well, some people want to wear them. Well, people that think that you don't have to wear them say you should wear them, and they're going back and forth. I think this whole bullshit has been about division, dividing people all over this country. There's nobody standing together because everybody's got, this one-on-one thing. So now you have, like the election, right? It took really two different, Republicans and Democrats. Split them up. So now you have this side over here that's like, you gonna get the vaccine? Yes, no. Now they're split up. So now you're split in about 10 different ways. Nobody gets along. Have you looked at social media? All social media does. People bitch at each other constantly. Do I think the jab is dangerous? No, I don't think it's dangerous at all. But I think it's about the division. I don't even know if the jab is anything but saline, but it's just division. It's dividing so they can conquer.
Well, first of all, the flu is
because it's a new world order, bitches coming.
The flu vaccine has always been like that as well. So I mean, everybody wants to put this COVID vaccine into the spotlight, but I know plenty of people that believe all kinds of things about the flu vaccine, you know, as well. And it's not medical science that divided anybody. It was politicians that like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, got us to where we are.
Science.
So,
Mm.
you know, I mean, that's just my thought on it. But it is very divided and it's ridiculous. And social media is very cruel and very mean. And, you know.
Here's my impression of social media.
How do you do that?
Look, Jimmy just did it too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up. We've been up here for an hour and a half today, and then Jimmy, we're gonna get together. We'll talk some more about what we're gonna do for some future programming. So, but I really do appreciate Jimmy you coming on.
Yeah,
You know,
Roxy, it's nice to
especially
meet you.
It was really nice to talk to you, dude.
I've
You're quite
seen you.
interesting character.
I've seen you somewhere, but I don't know where.
The streets.
Not the street.
Yeah.
And Dan and Christine, it's always a pleasure. It truly
Always
is.
is. This was
Really
a good
is.
surprise.
They are so nice.
Man says nothing about me. Notice that. See, you're
Mike,
great.
it
Dan
was-
Christine.
No, Mike. It honestly was nice to meet you, and really to spend some time one-on-one and talk that night.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, quit sucking up. But
No, and I like the fact how nervous you got when all of a sudden things started to knock and when you were upstairs.
oh, yeah, I did.
You did.
He pooped a little bit.
And then when
Dan
the
and Christine?
flashlight went, yeah.
Dan and Christine, thank you from the Connecticut Paranormal Research Team. What's the website?
ConnecticutParanormal.com.
Jimmy, do you have a website? Or it's jimmy.com. And it's roxyfromthestreets.com.
There you go.
I don't have that.
Everybody stay safe, be healthy, and Godspeed.
You as well,
Thank you,
Jimmy.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for joining the
Bye-bye
Radio
now.
Dark.